These are some samples of some of the math menu projects that we just presented last week.
Has been picked by the player.
This is a volume game.
The player starts to estimate the item. They are free to pick it up and examine it up close. After their final answer has been said, another player picks the card that is on the item and says if the player is rated wrong. And that map goes for this is a mobile surface area, and it tells how to find the area of a square prism, a rectangular prism, and a square pyramid.
Okay, now what's the difference between pyramids and prisms?
Well, if it's surface area, in a cube, all of the sides are the same, so the same areas. And in a rectangular prism, there's two squares in a rectangle, and in a square pyramid, there is four triangles and one square.
Okay, so the square it has a square base?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many rectangles were in that rectangular prism again?
There are four rectangles.
And then how many bases?
Two.
Okay. What was the hardest shape for you to make when you created this?
Probably this one.
Triangle? Or the pyramid? Okay. Great. Okay. And then I see that you gave us some suggestions about maybe more deals or more options. What did you mean by that?
By options, more tile options. So like, she already has a very good selection of of tiles already, like color wise and patterns and whatever. But maybe if she ever did this project again, or she grows up to actually be a person who sells carpet, maybe to have a little bit more or tiles, I guess, a little bit more selection of tiles, you know, be even more creative, try to think of your own that you've never seen any carpet like this before. And yeah. Okay, so this is a board game about volume, and what you do is, you know, wherever you're at, then you roll the dice, so 3, and then you move ahead 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and you take a card if you land on a green space. The card is this, like card number 6, and then it has 3 levels of choices, and each level gets harder. Like level 1 is easiest, level 3 is most difficult. And I have a certain piece of paper that tells you what you're going to be calculating the volume of. So whether, I mean, these are categories as in cubes or rectangular prisms or cylinders, I have a few of. And so I'll read off, you know, like the game dice. And then you're going to roll the dice again. Okay, 1. Let's get a better number here. 5, okay. So then for a cube, you only need, like say I chose level 1, which is cubes. With a cube, you only need 1 dimension, and when you roll the dice once, that's your dimension. So with a cube, you go 5 times 5 times 5 is the volume, because volume is length times width times height. Or length times width times height. And then what you do is you calculate the volume, you have 45 seconds to do so. Then I'll check your work with my calculator, and then we'll check the actual volume of the object. So we would check the actual volume of the game dice. And then we would, if you came within 2 feet or 24 inches of the actual volume, you would get to move ahead 1 space. And so, yeah. And when you insert the dimensions on your object, so say I chose rectangular prisms, for example, and I have to roll it 3 times, so let's say 3, 4, and 5. I should probably make the 5 the longest side, not the 3, and have the shortest side be the 3 and not the 5, you know? And so then, yeah, and then you have to choose between feet or inches, which one is most realistic.
Okay, Aubrey, can I see the card? Is the perimeter 21 inches true or false? Okay.
True.
Correct.
Okay, now what happens?
Put it right there.
You want to see the card?
Yep.
Number 3.
Is the perimeter of the shape 32 centimeters true or false? Okay.
True. Correct.
Okay, so Morgan, what's going on with this project here?
It's about surface area, and you just, like, it's a video game, so you just, like, go, and then it'll ask a question once in a while, and you have to find the surface area, and there's, like, a few area ones about something that's on it.
So you created this game,
Yeah.
and you created all the questions on there?
Mm-hmm.
About how long did it take for you to make this?
Like, like 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay. Let's see you play it, Ella.
36 times.
1 second.
I'm gonna use this real quick.
Go. Oh, and you can use it.
Whose game is this?
Aubrey.
Okay, Aubrey, while he's solving, can you kind of tell me what the idea of the game is? Like, what's the,
Well, if you land on a question mark, you just pick a card and
Got
you
it.
have to answer the problem.
Got it.
So you're sorry. Finding the volume of shapes.
and can you give me an example of what one of the cards look like?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, so the volume. All right, now did you get the volume?
Yeah.
All right, did you tell her what it is so she can check
What
it?
did you say?
It's 200. It's 216.
What card is it?
4.
Yep.
I'm showing that if you change in the dimension, the perimeter dimensions, it'll change. And the volume, so the 3 by 3 cube perimeter, which would be 3 times 3 times 3, which would equal 27. And then, no, 3 plus 3. That was a mistake. 3 plus 3 plus 3, which equals 12. And then the volume is 3 times 3 times 3, it says 27. And then I double.
So that was just for that cube? Just
Well,
for that?
no, I'm doubling it.
Oh,
So
alright.
this is a 6 by 6.
So now you're
I
doing
doubled
6 times 6.
the perimeter, which
Alright.
equals 24. The perimeter is 24. 6 times. Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you. When you double the perimeter of these shapes, did you find a pattern that happened to the?
Yes.
Tell me what happened to the volume then.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that. And then it's 6 times 6 times 6, 216, and 216 is 8 times bigger than the perimeter. Yeah, the volume is, if you double the perimeter, the volume is 8 times as large.
Now, does this happen for all cubes?
Yes, see, if you did a 1 square, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is, 1 times 1, and double that is 2, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8 square, which is 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, double that is 4, and that's 64.
Got it. Thank you.
The rules are there can be 2 to 4 players, and the oldest person goes first. If you land on a square that has this, you have to slide no matter what. So if you slide to that square, you can stay there. But if you land on this square, then you have to slide.
Okay, now what kind of things are they going to try to solve? What kind of cards do they have to?
Perimeter
Yes.
cards.
Perimeter cards? Okay. Can you give an example of what might be on a perimeter card when people get that?
Okay, so there are 2 types of cards. One is a word problem, and another one is one that shows the shape and 2 of the sides, and you have to figure out the perimeter.
And important info is 1 square foot from our most famous brand costs 99 cents. And if you compare it to Carpet Extraordinaire, you save 76
How
cents.
is it not 40?
Oh yeah, I asked why isn't it 42? Here right there. 30.
Oh, I see. I see. Right, because the bottom base or base.
Here,
point
can I
is
write?
6.
Can I write my work on here?
Yes.
Okay.
The bottom base
30.
is 6. I see.
30 times 7, 0, 21.
So divide that by 2.
So right now, did you guys kind of disagree on the area of that trapezoid?
I figured out why
It's 15.
area is 15.
No, sorry.
You did it wrong. You just follow
The formula.
base 1 plus base 2
Oh,
times
I
height.
times them.
Yeah. Times height divided by 2, and then that will give you.
Yeah.
Wait, so 48. No. 38.5. No, you're really close. It's in the 30.
Oh, 77. So 77 divided.
So when you did all these shapes, it looks like you made them all.
Yeah.
What were the hardest shapes to make?
Probably the hexagon, octagon, and pentagonal prisms because, like, on the computer, it was kind of hard. And then once I printed them out, I realized that they were super small. So once you had to tape them together, it was really hard. The easiest ones to make was probably the triangular pyramid and the square pyramid. The pyramids and the prisms.
So what's the difference? Did you find out the difference between pyramids and prisms?
Well, pyramids, they have triangles going off the sides of the main base shape, and then prisms, they have rectangles connecting the two bases.
So which ones have two bases and which ones only have one base?
The prisms have two bases, and the pyramids have one base.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Pentagonal prism, you have to find the area of one rectangle and times that by 5. So the area of one rectangle on here would be 12, so you do 12 times 5 and you get 60.
So what you have to do is you have to measure the edges and round them to the nearest inch, and then you measure the base and the height, and then you multiply those to find the surface area, and then you add up all the sides to find the surface area, like the full surface area, and then if you find the volume, then you get extra credit, and they're all equal.
Can you read the sides for us?
I'll tell you how to find the area of right triangles. First, you need to know the base and height, so B and H. Then you multiply them, which in this case is 9 feet times.
Oh yeah.
12 feet. After that, you divide by 2. When you get your answer, you need to put squared by it like this, and that's how you find the area of the right triangle.
I know. Rectangle guy. I mean rectangle man. Like square man.
It's a free choice. So mine were just kind of basically about it could be about I did shapes, area, perimeter, and kind of that. So like for the first one down, the perpendicular distance from the base to the vertex. At number 3, a quadrilateral. If both pairs of sides are the same, it just won't fit on there. So, and like 2, for a triangle or parallelogram, it is any side. I had 3, the distance around a figure. That one's of course pretty easy.
Lincoln, let me ask you a question.
So,
Do you have an answer key for that?
yes.
Okay. Now, did you have to revise this at all, or did you nail it on the first time? How did that work?
At first I sent you just the words I was using, and then you said I should create a rough draft, and then I just had some little spelling errors, and you said I should try to make my definitions a little better. So then for my final draft, I just went in the computer room and I brought my math book and I searched up the definitions for most of my words on here.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah.
great. Thank you. You can keep going.